In 2023 through 2024, Saudi professional soccer clubs have spent $1 billion in the transfer market. Now, that is over 94 over the sea soccer players that have played in major leagues like the French League One, the English Premier League, and the German Bundesliga. There's so many leagues that have been robbed with these players only because of the money. Now, this might seem a little random, but we can relate to money being a very big power in this world. And with the money taking over something as precious as soccer, I believe this will keep on going. And I believe people should know about this. And a lot of main points that I can think of are the youth affecting players and their perspective, and also the general economy. So, moving on to the first main point, I believe the youth is very, very, very important. They look up to, their most admirable players like Cristiano Ronaldo, who actually receives $175 million per season, according to 90minutes.com, by Al Nassr, which is a top Saudi club. Now, this can put a tint on that famous player Cristiano Ronaldo, and also a tint of what soccer should be like in the youth's mind. These players are very influential, so to have someone with such a big image up there promoting money can be very, very, very dangerous. So my conclusion with that is the youth will look at this as something to learn from and to perceive as what soccer is in their own terms. Now, the second main point I have is the player's perspective, which to me is the most important. The player is the soccer player on the field growing their journey, and many players can see that journey to wealth and think of soccer being one of them. To me, I play soccer, or to you, you could play soccer for the money, like a job. To many of these players, this is very new. So it can become a very strong sense of discouragement in their journey because other players are getting bought with this big price tag, which can be intimidating. If you get paid 80 million for a certain player, that certain player may have a condition in their mind where they need to play as if they are worth 80 million. Now, these big, big price tags can spread to players like John Duran, where he played at Aston Villa and was in his prime when he moved to Saudi. He now earns $335,000 a week, according to Daily Mail. This can change somebody's whole perspective as a player, which is why it's very important to think of where the player comes in this whole situation. Now, the general economy is my last main point. I believe in 2023 to 2024, $1 billion worths of transfers was made, and that is honestly in itself a big number, $1 billion. So let's see. In my mind, I believe, or I should say, in the general economy's mind, you see a poor side of Saudi and you see a rich side of Saudi. Now, this bridge only gets more and more wide. It gets more and more wide when more money gets involved for the rich. The rich gets richer, and that's how it's going to be. Players keep going and won't stop because to some players, this can be a way of feeding their family, and the general economy for the transfer market has increased so much for the professional soccer players. These price tags have gone up so much. Um, a player can be at the very beginning stages of his career and be worth 30 million, when in the beginning, back in 2000, you would not be able to see that. um, but that brings me to my conclusion. The general economy will benefit and will also see cons, so that's the way it will keep going, keep progressing, as it grows with time. In conclusion, the way the Saudi will keep buying players will only be more and more consistent. I feel like my lasting thoughts can be that soccer shouldn't be about money. It should be about the love of the sport. And that's it. Thank you.